hit the button. I hit the button. Yeah, and I think it's good to give it a couple minutes to let people come in and get situated and stuff. How should we should do like a real pre-show, like a real, like, I don't know, maybe I could put a timer up or something and get people like ready for this, you know? Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. Oh, no, I can't hear you. Oh, no. Oh, no. Wait, Red, start saying stuff. Oh, wait, I know why. I know why. Do I know why? God damn it, I might have to stop the stream early. Hold on. I'm just gonna hit all these buttons and hope it doesn't cause a horrible echo like last week. Oh boy, this is so amateur hour. Red, start saying stuff before anyone shows up.
Saying, well, there's a piece of paper here that has a lot of lines in it that I've been making. I've scribbled a lot in my notepad, and I'm seeing Harry the monkey in the background.
We're good.
I'm seeing some beautiful.
Dear God, we're good. We're in business now.
We're online. Are we online? Hey, sound off in the comments if we're online. I see us. Yeah, I see us now. Okay, everything makes sense. I can hear you now. I can't hear Red. Okay, good. Now we're in business. Thanks, Roy. This is Loser Leaves Wrestling. Mo, go help out Atticus. If you need. You need help.
I think
Atticus?
I'm okay. I don't hear him anymore. My partner's out, so letting everybody know. So of course when she's gone and I walk into another room to talk, which I am right now with Red, Atticus gets extremely confused because I'm the only person in the apartment, so he's just yakking away right now. Atticus is a cat. He's my cat. So I might need to leave at some point to check on him. But yeah.
For those Barb, the secret member, she's the secret member. If we're the NWO, she's Eric Bischoff. That's how I think of it, or Ted DiBiase, whoever funded the NWO. But this is Loser Leaves Wrestling. This is the whoos and whats of AEW Dynamite, and we're here to discuss what this is a fight for the fallen.
Yeah, you're right.
Fight for the fallen. This was a big episode with a lot of big things happening. Let's just jump into it. We've got some people here. Swizz, hey guys. Hey Swizz, thank you so much. And we're talking about $1 Million Ted. He was the person that was behind the NWO's finances. But let's talk about the show tonight. Mo, how did you feel about the overall Fight for the Fallen? Is it a yay or nay?
Yay. Yeah, I loved it. I think it was so fun. I think it had everything. It had a little bit of everything that you'd want to see in a wrestling show, which is what AEW is best at, I think. There's a little buffet, I think they like to call it. So yeah, it was great.
Really? It's something I've noticed about AEW, and I don't want to get too much into this right now, but everyone has a story. And that's something that's actually really nice and something very attitude era feel about it. But every single match that we go into, there's a story behind it in some case or point. But either way, we're going to start off with the woos and whats, the goods and the bads of AEW Dynamite. We're going to start off hot. The biggest woo of the evening. What would be your biggest woo?
No, actually, I want you to... No, you start.
Okay, well, my biggest woo of the evening... I'd have to say it was the Hangman in the beginning. I think it was the Hangman promo in the beginning. They showed that package of him just doing cowboy shit. And then they come out with that amazing Western entrance. I know you weren't able to see it.
That's actually why I wanted you to go first, is that I had technical difficulties. I got to see the entrance and I got to see the ending. So I can't really talk about the match itself, unfortunately. So you should take over for this part for sure.
Well, it was just a great match. It's a Survivor Series style match. And I really like Survivor Series matches when they're two groups going against each other rather than Survivor Series where they just grab the top stars or something like that. But I really like the elimination style match. And it was great. And then Hangman lost at the end. And what was the stipulation? If he lost, he wouldn't be able to have a match with Kenny Omega?
No match with Omega for the belt, and then the Dark Order were going to challenge the Young Bucks for the belt, and that's not happening anymore either. As until shenanigans happen, I'm sure in the next 5 weeks before All Out.
I like this. I'm a fan of this. What do you feel about it?
Did
you just dislike
comments? Do you want to? I was just getting distracted for a second.
Well, did you like the match?
Well, I didn't
did you
see the
enjoy
match.
Did you like the ending? I mean, the ending. Did you like the ending?
Man, no, it really upset me because because I'm such a mark, man. I'm just like wanting the perfect Hangman story where he just succeeds all the time from here on out. Now that he has friends,
Sure.
But obviously they're much smarter than I am at telling stories, so I just have faith that they'll get to that point, you know. Yeah.
I'm just my biggest hope is that like he starts to crumble a little bit. Like Hangman just like it's over and he starts to drink a little bit more, maybe for an episode. And then the Dark Order come up to him and they like, listen, don't go down this path. You could do this. We're going to get this. And then they help him up. And then they go on. They have a series of matches where they beat all of them individually or something like that. And then their match. Oh, yeah. I hope so. I think this could be done in a few months and be done perfect.
He got hit with everything. The 3 super kicks at the same time, all kinds of stuff. So I was really thinking, I mean, they played me. They played me like a fiddle. I really thought that he was going to get over all of that and win. So, yeah.
They played really all of us because of all the setup. Because of all the setup. Like everything beforehand, the special entrances. Let's see what the comments have to say. Got chills for the Dark Order Hangman video and entrance. That was Roy Laswith, another member of the LLW family. Swizz says, love that first match. My biggest woo as well. The entrances were amazing for both teams. I definitely agree. I'm glad we're on the same page, Swizz. I do think that was the biggest woo of the evening. Tony is saying, cue the BTE sad music. Sure. That's actually would be a very funny time to play it after they lose. That's a very funny time. Very good, Tony. Roy says, the ending was tough. AEW booking is generally very conventional, and there isn't swerve like that. Hope they find a good reason to still get Hangman the match.
Yeah, that's a very good comment, yeah. A Rocky-style comeback. I sure hope so. It's got to be, right? I don't know. I'm just, Wait, what's up?
Maybe this is like the Cody thing.
What's that?
Like Cody in the very beginning made this big choice to not go for the title picture. Remember him versus MJF? Mm-hmm. And so now he's not in the title picture at all, to kind of give room for other people that are coming in. There's a lot of new people coming in, and Hangman Page, maybe they're saving Kenny Omega and Hangman Page for another time. They might just be like, we're gonna take a year off from this again.
God, I would hate that. I mean, it would be amazing. Like, because of all the, like the AEW gives so much creativity to its wrestlers. I think it's well talked about that's how it goes there. Of all of them,
but there's a lot of new wrestlers.
Yeah, well, no, but of all of them, I think Hangman and the Elite are the most protective of their stories, and I think they're the smartest. They just know how to do visual storytelling in a wrestling ring like the best out of all of them. So I trust them the most that they'll get to that point, But I just want to see it happen, man. I just want to see that match.
It's been a long wait. It's been a long wait for the real climactic match that we're hoping for. Let's see what else we got here. A Rocky style comeback. Thank you so much, Tony. I don't like that.
What? Oh, sorry. I skipped ahead. We were. I'll just read the comments. Hold on. I'm sorry.
S says, I don't like that booking. Hate it. I need some wrestling dad reassurance, Red. That match is my what of the show. Kind of ruined the whole show for me. No, I want to what the thing is. This is good because it's good. Well, it could be good. Oh, I don't know if it is good yet because they could really screw this up. But it could be good to show that he keeps falling and getting back up. I really think that's something that could be special if he falls again. Like for this, for them to take another year for this and make us really want it. I don't know. They ought to do the Hangman quit drinking bit and his comeback story. And actually, I think that's the logical next progression. I honestly think Dark Order is going to cut, like he's going to fall into a pit again, and Dark Order is going to be like, you don't need that stuff. You just need us, friendship. And like it would be a great bit. This reminds me of when the WWE didn't have Roman win the Rumble in 2014. I feel like they missed the best time to vault into the top.
Is that talking about like Hangman Page winning the match? Is that what that means?
Was it 2014, the one that they booed him out of the building?
Booed him out of the building every single year.
No, there was one Royal Rumble right before he became like a name. There was that where he was like a monster in it, and everyone was cheering for him because they were still the Shield.
Oh,
and they think like was
is that the one with the Rock?
Rumble? I don't
The
remember
Rock
that
where
Rumble.
he like looks super confused as he like he came in there just to get Roman over.
Sound off in the comments if you know what happened in Royal Rumble 2014. I kind of forget. Roy just
Right.
feels like it's the
Okay.
same. Sorry.
No,
You
you
want to
do.
read it?
You do. You're the guy.
This is. Oh, we're the guys. Come on, sound out. Give him a honk honk. Give him a honk honk. Give him a hoot hoot. Give him it all. Just feels like it's the same. This has been going since the first All Out for Hangman. Crowd kind of died for a bit after Hangman lost. Everyone wants it now. Yup, Hangman. Nah, not in 2014. He was so over. 2014 is when he was over, I think. The Rock was 2015. Okay. 2014, they were still the Shield, and I think that's when he beat or got close to Kane's record for most eliminations. And then everyone was into him. The following one, I think, is where The Rock held his hand. It was supposed to be Daniel Bryan. Everyone wanted Daniel Bryan. 2014 was Batista. Remember Blue Tista?
Brilliant.
Sound off in the comments if you remember Blue Tista. Excellent. Thank you for calling.
No, you don't have to.
That's very sweet. I just realized that. I shouldn't say it out loud. Yeah. I shouldn't.
But that's your
we got to move on.
We
got a lot of stuff to cover. Thank you so much. Just some great things. One thing I thought you would love, Moet, from this match is that Hangman wore a purple bandana.
Yeah, got the
is he
bandana
officially
going.
a member?
Oh wait, are you what?
Is he officially a Dark Order?
I mean, he did the sign. He did the and he got the cool purple gear. I noticed.
Yeah, the purple
Beautiful.
Roses on his jacket.
I think that's
Oh my god!
It's I'm excited. Yeah, what was the real quick? What was the Elite intro? I saw they had like Space Jam stuff.
Taking the words right out of my mouth. Yes, it was. I was just about to talk to you about it. It's a Space Jam themed one where they had y'all ready for this? Dun, 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 dun. They had them come out and they called them the different basketball positions, like coming in at center. We got Luke Gallows and all that stuff. And then they start dunking the basketballs.
Oh, nice.
On the outside. It was a lot of fun. It was a very fun thing. I think they were doing a sponsorship with Space Jam.
Yeah, it's driving me crazy that I missed that match. Yeah, because it was just going in and out of my stupid Roku. So I saw the botched like dunk. I guess I don't like Hangman was under. I think it was Hangman that was under it or something. Do you remember that?
I forget who was under it, but it was the Young Bucks. They were doing that. Was a Meltzer driver or whatever they call that one, and where he also dunks the ball, but he missed the dunk. The ball bounced away. They did the move.
I like the idea. I thought it was fun, but yeah, I don't know. Just want to bring it up.
Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. I really liked the match. We're gonna have to move on. We gotta go talk about some more woos here. Here's another woo for you, Moet. Where do I have? Okay, so let's talk about FTR versus Proud and Powerful. Well, what the issue is with this night, and I realized that the crowd was kind of dead. Did you notice that at all? The crowd throughout was kind of like in the beginning match, they were hot. Then the crowd kind of died up until the last 5 minutes of that last match.
Interesting. I guess so. Yeah. I mean, that first match, I'm shocked that they went with that as the first match. But I mean, I would be tired if I was, if I was in the audience watching that. So it's understandable.
And especially because I think Roy's out in the comments right now. He was mentioning how he went to the AEW event. They had 4 hours of wrestling on beforehand because they do dark and then dark elevation before some of these shows. So I was wondering if this is one of them because that's just a long night.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Do they do
last thing they do
now that they're with an audience again? Do they do matches before the Dynamite?
That's what happened in Austin.
Okay.
Yeah. He said that there was like dark and elevation were beforehand. So some of these people have been there for 6 hours during the taping of Dynamite, which is just terrible. But I noticed the FTR and Proud and the Powerful. Did you like that match?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just so happy to see FTR going out. I just love seeing FTR wrestle. FTR is my favorite tag team. It's a really official.
How
do you feel they rank in AEW tag teams right now?
I mean, they should be like number 2 because I really think they're when they're like going, they're probably the best tag team in the world or up there. I think they've just hit a dry spell, I guess. Like they just don't have interesting booking or their matches are always like high quality, but I don't know. I mean, this match really kicked it into gear. I think they deserve like a pay-per-view quality match like that again for sure. between with Proud and Powerful. Yeah.
Sure. And I guess let's just talk about. We should probably talk about this. Talk about Nick Gage.
Oh, we're moving on already.
Talk about it. I think we have to talk because I just feel like that's such.
Yeah,
an important
I was shocked that you went with Proud and Powerful next. I mean, for God's sakes, Nick Gage, man.
Because honestly, Nick Gage, it's not in my rules.
I hate you. I hate this. No, I don't hate it, but I'm just so disappointed, man. Wrestling Dad, tell Wrestling Dad, come on.
Nick Gage came out. Nick Gage came out. The second labor of Jericho, and he comes out and. This is the thing. Nick Gage has a lot of hype behind him. He's got a lot of lore, right, Moet? Like, people love him. They love him because of his personality and his story and his entrance. But when it gets down to wrestling, I look like I was watching Tully Blanchard out there. He looks like he's in bad. He looks in bad shape. He doesn't move well. He's not. He seemed lost at times. It was a rough match up until the last 5 minutes.
Well, I don't know. I guess I'm thinking, because I agree, there were moments that were a little rough to watch, especially, against Jericho. There were just some like timing issues, or he just didn't like snap into some some headlocks and stuff correctly or something. It was a little weird.
He was having trouble moving. It looks like his back was in a lot of pain, and he couldn't stand upright, and he looked like he was just tired. And he had a busy weekend with Matt Cardona, and I'm sure some other things going on, right?
I don't know if I mind it. I don't think I care, because like everything else is so like hyped up with him that like the sort of awkward wrestling is just part of the style where like that's like he's the king of the death match. That's his gimmick. So like he doesn't have to be like he's an adequate wrestler, but he doesn't have to be like great at it, because everything like he hypes up everyone, and he's so good at getting everyone riled up that like that doesn't really matter to me.
Yeah, how did you feel about the commentary during the match?
Oh, I don't really listen to it very much. No, but like, what did they say? Did they say anything?
It just, you could tell JR's disdain the entire time. And when he pulled out the fluorescent tubes, he pulled it out and the crowd popped. And then JR was just like, give a hand to the fluorescent tubes, everybody. The star of the match.
God, yeah.
And he was just being a dick. But it was just definitely evident that he did not like the match or what he was watching. And did you notice that the crowd started dying midway through?
No, I did not. Did they?
Sounded like they did. It sounded like they were just like, after like Jericho was bleeding heavily, the crowd was just not.
Or you meant Jericho was bleeding heavily.
Yeah, that's what I meant. When Jericho was bleeding heavily, it looked like the crowd was just exhausted. Like they weren't even giving loud noises anymore. It sounded like a worried murmur.
Interesting, yeah. I mean, I was personally so hyped throughout the whole match that I just didn't notice that stuff. I'm just so proud of Nick Gage for like that he got to this point, that he got to wrestle in front of so many people. After everything that he's gone through, I mean, the jail stint, his brother passing away, him just openly talking about like how he like just might commit suicide, it'll just end someday, very dark stuff. And for him to talk about how like wrestling is his only passion in life, and to get this moment, I don't know where, like, I don't see him like being signed. I don't think he should be signed necessarily. I think this was just such a perfect thing for him to experience, as a fan and for him,
I'm happy for him as a person, but boy, do I think, I just think I would, as if I was a wrestler on that show, I would just feel, I don't know how I feel. I just don't like that type of wrestling. Let's see what we got here. Mosh pit entrance not the same. Without the mosh pit entrance, it's not the same.
Oh my God!
Gage.
So much. Yeah, there's so much to talk about this match. Yeah, all right. Before we get into the other comments, man,
talk to me about that.
Oh my God, have you seen that? Because you don't watch GCW. Have you seen these entrances?
I saw his entrance. And I enjoyed his entrance when he was
amazing.
But
they're the best part of GCW. Or not just Nick Gage, all of their entrances, really, the way they don't have barriers,
where they come
and the way the fans just constantly just like surround the wrestlers, but especially Nick Gage, and that they absolutely love him, and that like Matt Cardona had like an awesome interview a few days after the match where he kind of explained how he was feeling during it. I'm jumping all over the place because I'm excited. I'm sorry, but
Oh, you're doing great.
Yeah, how he was like legitimately terrified because he needed bodyguards to get to the ring, and he thought he just wasn't going to get to the ring because they hated him so much, like legitimately hated him. The fans did. And then he got in the ring, and then he watched Nick Gage's entrance, and they also surrounded him and just mobbed him. And then he realized that they loved him so much. So it was the exact same reaction for opposite emotions. And they loved him so much, they just wanted to like touch him and just give him energy because he was their king.
Yeah.
To just
GCW
and I just thought that was just so special.
Knows how to create a. It's a really special thing, and they really. I watched the GCW for the first time this weekend, and like a really special atmosphere. But like they could, I guess they can't do that. They just didn't have the time to do a Nick Gage entrance.
Yeah,
honestly,
he's got I don't remember the announcer's name for GCW, Emil something I think. But anyways, he always has this incredible intro for Nick Gage. It goes on for like a minute straight. So I was kind of hoping Justin Roberts would do the same thing. He kind of did, but he definitely missed a few lines. So I was a little bummed out about that too. But you know, it is what it is. It's just it's cool that he was even there.
Let's see here. I'm not a fan of Smiz, bless you. I'm not a fan of Nick Gage match either. I watched this one with Matt Cardona last week and loved it. Something about it tonight didn't click for me. Might have been the crowd better in the GCW set. I also think he just seemed in pain. I think I think this weekend or whatever took a toll on him because like he looks like a different wrestler than he did on Saturday. On Saturday, he was at least had like a life to him. Like here, it looked like he was having difficulty getting off the ground.
I would agree with that.
He looked like Matt Hardy on his worst day.
With the baby hips and everything.
Baby hips and Tully Blanchard shoulders, like the whole deal, the whole gamut.
So. He got roughed up that weekend for sure.
Tony says Gage is broken. It looks it. Very good point, Tony. Very good point. Roy says JR did a good job of being disgusted. He did. He seemed very uninterested in the entire thing. S says I was surprised that Jericho took the pizza cutter spot
multiple times too, which is like pretty amazing. Yeah, and like my bad. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but not just the pizza cutter spot, but the whole match felt like a GCW match. It just felt like a sort of like a classy version of it, if you can even say that, you know, like the GCW style. Like if this was in GCW, there'd be like 8 glass spots and like 40 light tubes and stuff like that. But they got every spot in and that they needed, and it was like shocking appropriately. And I couldn't believe how far they went with it for sure.
Yeah. And they really did go a lot farther than I was expected. Jericho went a lot farther than I expected. I was also looked like Jericho was pretty frustrated throughout that match. He looked pretty upset. Tony, deathmatch is not for everyone. Good thing they cut to commercial when he did his pizza cutter bit. No, they got it on the regular TV too, I think. They did it a few times, that pizza cutter bit. Mo has the cool uncle energy. S coming in with that cool uncle energy. Very interesting. Very good point.
Love it.
And now I see it. I definitely see it.
You know, I see it too. I never thought I'd be that.
This makes a lot of sense.
It's pretty awesome.
Very interesting. Tony, it's Gage's 15-minute of fame. I agree. I don't think he's ever going to be used after this. I think this is the last time.
I totally agree. I don't think that's a bad thing, though. Usually you kind of see, 15 minutes of the fame is like a sort of a negative connotation. I think that's totally fine. Yeah.
No, and that's right. Some of us don't get any zero minutes of fame. Good for Nick Gage. Roy, Emil J.
I wanted to say that. I was self-conscious. I wasn't sure if I got it right. But yeah, cool. Thank you, Roy. That's the announcer in GCW.
Oh, and the announcer in GCW. Jericho did all the spots that a Gage opponent does. I think that's fair. I think there's a set Nick Gage match that he has with non-deathmatch people.
No, well,
because this was a similar match to Matt Cardona one too. It was just that the Matt Cardona one, there's some life in him, and he was still full of piss and vinegar, and he was alive in that match. It didn't seem like he was.
I mean, that's just a standard. It's not just that. It's like a Nick Gage match in general, I think. Maybe they get a little crazy.
I mean, like the structure.
They
like the structure of like a beat, I'll give the guy, let the guy get over a little bit until the weapons come out. Then Nick Gage gets over, and Nick Gage goes on this spree where he gets a little bit. It's almost a similar formula, a balance to it.
Real quick, they did tease something in the Jericho match tonight that I saw in GCW that blew my mind was I don't think they did it in the Matt Cardona one, but I know Atticus Cogar did it where someone's under, they set up the glass on the chairs and someone's underneath the glass, and then they break the glass in some way over the guy's face, right? Someone did like a double stomp through the glass onto the guy's face, and just the glass like hit all.
That's so
it's
scary.
Insane.
That is so scary.
Yeah.
And that is not
No,
right.
it's great
that
wrestling, Dad.
Right.
Just let us have fun.
Wrestling.
Let us freak out collectively and have fun.
Scary. Blind this poor child.
I'm gonna have the kids for the weekend. We're gonna go see some guys smash light tubes over their face. We won't tell you.
That glass spot tonight, while really cool looking, that shattered glass into the front row.
Get out of here. No, it's fine. They're having fun. They paid to have fun at these wrestling.
You know what? I bet you. Well, maybe it's going to have good coverage. It's going to end up being good coverage, but there's going to be some news stuff about it tomorrow where they're just like, you were stabbing him with a light tube. Yeah, there's a man being stabbed with a light tube on TNT yesterday, and they're going to talk about it. It's going to be good for AEW, but there's going to be people that are like, that's fucked up. My kid was watching.
Maybe, yeah, because there are like network issues to deal with. There's people in nice suits. Neither of us wear suits, but I can imagine if I were wearing a suit, I'd be upset.
Little stinger out there that just wanted to see Darby Allin do the coffin drop, and then he gets a glass full of glass.
No, dude, in one of the first episodes of AEW, who the fuck? John Moxley does his paradigm shift through glass and on Omega. That happened. That's a thing.
I'm not saying that glass spots shouldn't be done. I'm just saying that glass was a little too explosive. that was real exploding glass that shot everywhere.
Okay, all right. We gotta
get some sugar glass, but we got some more comments in here. Juventud. Smooth says, and there was the big Juventud announcement. I'm very excited about that. Moet, tell us how much you love the juice.
Smooth also says there was a big Juventud announcement, but I've never watched him, so I don't care. So I think I agree with Smooth. I was very, very excited, I gotta say, but also I'm like, I also don't care, to be quite honest. I think it'll be fun, but I don't know. I was a little bummed out they didn't have music. He didn't show up. There wasn't a thing. It was just like an awkward ending, but it is what it is. That's fine.
Roy brings up a good comment here. Everyone gonna love
the
movie. The juice. I think it's gonna be very fun. What do I like about these stages or labors of Jericho? I really like this whole program. I'm excited each week. I'm always curious who's going to come out next, what match we're going to see. The only issue is I wish this was for Jungle Boy. I wish this was for Darby Allin. I don't like this for a Jericho thing because I would prefer it be with a young up-and-comer that's putting through these labors, not a 51-year-old showing dominance over everyone.
That's interesting. Yeah, I guess so. Because I'm enjoying it for what it is, but I guess you're saying it could be used better for an up-and-coming guy because of the amount of attention it's being given. Because I initially thought it was... oh, sorry, keep going. Sorry.
No. You initially thought what?
I initially thought it was going to be all the Pinnacle members, which is probably intentional. I guess they probably made it feel like that was going to be the thing. So it's like really exciting and refreshing to see Nick Gage and Juventud and everything. So yeah, I guess you're right. I guess it could have been better used to give some more spotlight to someone up and coming, but. I don't know, man. I think it's just fun. I think it's good. I think Jericho can do it. I definitely didn't expect him to do the deathmatch stuff, so I'm seeing new layers to Chris Jericho. So, yeah.
Sure. Give us a little thing in the chat. Who do you want to see Jericho face next? We're getting Juventud next week or next time. Is it next week? Is it this coming Wednesday? Yeah. No, so we're getting him. Who else? There's going to be 2 more labors. Who do you want to see? I'm very curious about that. This sounds fun. And if you say CM Punk or Daniel Bryan, I'll end this podcast right now. Well, ending this podcast. We're not going to have nonsense talk. If they waste Daniel Bryan or CM Punk, if they waste them on a labor of Jericho, I would be so upset. Sound off in the comments if you'd be upset too. Tony, I've seen a Spanish fly from top rope into glass with a door and a bob wire. It was very soft tonight. Oh, so it was very soft tonight. But it's Jericho on TNT. This was pretty extreme for TNT. This is the most extreme TNT has ever been. Probably the most extreme cable television has been since ECW. I'm glad he's overcoming all these obstacles involving people outside AEW, so no one has to lose in Pinnacle at least. Very good point. Great Khali, get out of here, Roy. He wants the Great Khali. How do you feel about that, Mo? Do you want the Great Khali to come in?
Yeah, fine. How do you? Great comment, Roy.
Swizz, you have to get out of here. Punk and Brian in a triple threat, you're fired. Swizz, you're in the doghouse right now. You are in the doghouse.
What do you have against these guys?
We should have noise. We got to get noise things for the doghouse when someone's in the doghouse, and we get like barking dogs. Bark, 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 bark. Whatever. I'm like, that guy's in the doghouse.
I can make
That's
that
for
happen,
any commenter who goes. We're gonna find that out. Let's see. But the Punk teasers. Let's talk about the Punk teasers. That's my next biggest woo of the night with Darby Allin.
Loved it.
Darby Allin, Sting just being, and so Darby Allin versus Sting. No, Darby Allin versus Sting. Darby Allin versus CM Punk potentially. This is a potential match, and I guess it really is the only other. I keep thinking of CM Punk coming in for a great grand match, but the only person I wanted to have a match with is Daniel Bryan. So then I have to think of who on the AEW roster, and Darby Allin's a great choice.
What did you
Darby Allin would make him
what'd you say about Daniel Bryan? That
I want CM Punk versus Daniel Bryan and AEW on their first feud together. I want Daniel Bryan to come out and be like, I joined, blah, blah, blah. And then saying, I'm the best in the world. CM Punk comes out and they're just like, well, maybe we should settle this.
That would be incredible. Yeah.
Just two gunslingers that are in the new part of town and they're both piss and fire and they want to fight each other. I think that would be great.
I'm just thinking about it. I'm just wondering, like, what's the alternative? I wonder where else they could go. I guess potentially CM Punk versus Darby Allin. And then what would Daniel Bryan do? I mean, what I love about this Darby Allin promo is it pretty much guarantees that Punk is getting in. That they announced that the United Center is happening in August or whatever.
Special event. What is it called?
The First Dance.
It's called First Dance.
Cute. It's a cute. Yeah, on the Last Dance. Yeah, it's cute. The Michael Jordan thing. Yeah. So United Center, I checked because I was wondering, it's 17,000. It can hold 17,000 people, which is pretty awesome. So I'd assume CM Punk would probably debut there. And it's awesome to know that it's actually happening. It's not just rumors. Like there's all these things that are pointing to, yes, but there's still like a potential. I'm like, well, maybe they're all just coincidences, but it's got to happen now. Yeah.
Man, I would love if they debuted on the same night. Make a big fucking splash. Have them debut in the same night, in the same ring. Have them stare down each other in Chicago. In Chicago, have Daniel Bryan and CM Punk stand toe-to-toe and be like, well, maybe we should find out who the best in the world is. Boom. Oh, my God. Write the story.
Yeah, I'm worried. I guess Daniel, well, like, I hope he signs. I don't know. Like I was saying, CM Punk is definite now. It's just a matter of when. And is Daniel Bryan going to do it? I don't know. That's what everyone's saying, but like until they talk about the American Dragon somehow, they drop a dragon reference. What's a good dragon reference that Jungle Boy can say next week? I can find everyone in the. I'm not even gonna try. This is stupid.
The Queen of the Land of Dragons, American Land of Dragons. That's good, actually. No, I think Daniel Bryan. They shouldn't mention anything about Daniel Bryan until he shows up in Chicago. Like, I feel like CM Punk promotes CM Punk in Chicago. Everyone's going to go see it just for that. And have Daniel Bryan show up with a beautiful reveal, a beautiful moment. That would be a wrestling history moment.
I can't wait. To see what happens in the next couple weeks. AEW
We've
is on
done a
fire,
lot of talking about this stuff. Let's see. A giant, that's in reference to who another labor could be. Very good, Roy. That's what you meant by Great Khali.
Oh, that's brilliant. That's very brilliant. Yeah.
With having a giant.
That's great.
Big Show.
Or the Great Khali.
Have it be Big Show.
They're already bringing people in. Just have the Great Khali come in. I'm into it now. Punjabi prison match or whatever it's called.
Jericho has history with Big Show. Remember Jericho?
Yeah, show some.
They were tag champs.
Oh wait, you say Big Show.
Big Show. Jericho.
You need more diversity in your wrestling programs. You need more giant men.
Sure. Get more giant men.
We already got.
But golly, have you seen him walk?
Yeah, they're
his knees are going the wrong way.
Oh God, that's a horrible description. Well, I can't say anything about that. Yeah, I guess you're right.
It's rough. The man is all torso. His entire body is torso, and he's got these little legs.
Yeah, very, very
He's
chicken
got these
legs.
little
Yeah,
legs.
yeah, stick legs.
He
Unfortunately,
can't hold all that man. He just can't hold all that man. What do we got here? It's such a fun time in wrestling. I totally stopped watching W a long time ago. That's about GCW. Thank you, Tony. Red's favorite sports team, Chicago Bulls. No, I'm Chicago everything. Not just the Bulls. Not just the Bulls. Brian Danielson comes out to the final countdown music.
What do you mean you're Chicago everything? This is new information to me. You're
yeah.
from Jersey.
Oh, I decided in 2000, I don't know, 11 or 10, that I wanted to be a sports fan, but I didn't feel any connection to my area's teams because all my teams moved to New York. The New York Nets moved to New York, and we only have the Devils, and everything else is just New York teams. And I want to support them when they don't support me. So I picked Chicago because I really like its history. It's got a rich history.
What do you? One thing that you like about Chicago's history?
I love gangsters. I love Al Capone. I love the Devil, the White City. I love the 1893 World's Fair. I love all the crime and corruption that have gone on in their politics since
I get it.
The big fire, Mary's fire.
Okay. I get.
Okay.
All right. You're a huge Chicago fan.
But I decided I decided to be only Chicago. I decided to be only Chicago teams. So I bought all the jerseys all at once. And then I just stopped liking sports. I just don't like them. But I like wrestling. And I like Chicago, even though I've never been. Tony, Brian Danielson comes out the final countdown. This is something you mentioned last week, Moet. You really want that final countdown
it's going to be so good. I mean, yeah, Tony is already a huge... I mean, he's a huge nerd. He's a huge wrestling nerd. He's already brought back all these other, famous indie, songs. Moxley's Wild Thing, the Onita reference, the death match, the barbed wire references. He's got to bring back Final Countdown. How cool would that be? So unnecessary, I got to say. Extremely unnecessary because Daniel Bryan's already got the public domain, what is it, Flight of the Valkyries?
Honestly, I wouldn't mind if he shows up to that because that's just so recognizable for him right now.
Yeah, but he...
It'll just get a bigger pop. It'll just get a bigger pop.
I don't know. Pop. Well, yeah, no, honestly, it probably would get a bigger pop because he hasn't used Final Countdown in a decade or something. I don't even know it.
But in all honesty, the Final Countdown in an arena full of people would also get a big pop.
That was the best part about the Final Countdown in ROH was just waiting for the chorus to hit, and yeah, it gives me goosebumps, to hear that. So I can't wait to see that.
That's very interesting. Good point. Good point, Moet. We got here, Swiz, you're going to be in the doghouse for a double time now. First year in the doghouse for saying Punk and Bryan in a triple threat as one of the labors of Jericho. That almost got you out. But now you're saying Mark Henry because he could still wrestle. Mark Henry would be such a letdown. Honestly, if you're going all these stars from the past and then you get Mark Henry, bless him, bless his heart. But he hasn't been up to much recently since he showed up. I would rather Big Show. Who would you rather, Moet? Mark Henry or Big Show?
We're not. So Great Khali's just out of this now. We're just agreeing that Great Khali isn't happening.
Because he'll be propped up on the turnbuckle. Like, what are you going to put him?
I'll give up on the. I guess the Big Show because he's bigger. That's all I give a shit about. How big are these people?
Give me your biggest son of a bitch and put him in the match. Very funny. Tony, I know my indies, lol. And it's more fun to watch them grow. You see the real evolution of someone. Can you say Adam Cole, baby? That's a very good point, Tony. That's a very good point.
This is great.
And Roy's on Team Khali. Khali or bust.
Oh.
Or Shaq. Shaq would be good.
That is actually...
Shaq would have a good match with Jericho. Jericho knows how to work with someone that's like a celebrity. He knows how to work with a big match style. Oh, man, that's actually a good point. Shaq should come in and dunk his fucking head. That'd be great. He should have showed up tonight. Man. Just fucking slammed him down. We got to move on. We've covered this enough.
That actually, honestly, that makes the most sense out of all these silly things. What's that?
That should be the final labor.
Yeah. And then
that's the Mike Tyson's punch out.
And we didn't even bring
like you're playing a video game.
Wait, what are you talking? What do you?
You ever play Mike Tyson's
I have, but what are you saying right now?
Nintendo?
You want?
He's the final boss in the video game.
The video. I thought you wanted to be like the video game, like the camera angle and the. I just had no idea what you were saying. Yeah, exactly. What shenanigans are you saying now? But that makes the most sense because I love that. when announcing Juventud, they brought back those clips from 2019. I think they said. I barely remember him saying that. But I love that they did that. I love that they're these little moments that show you that like it matters like paying attention actually matters in AEW. So yeah, that one-off random Mike Tyson appearance actually might come back for one of these labors, and that's brilliant.
They should have him in a boxing match though. That's honestly, it should not be a regular wrestling match. It should be like a boxing. They're wearing boxing gloves and they have that little bout because Jericho would make it entertaining. And that's something that I think Mike Tyson could reasonably do. I don't see him as someone that'd be pay attention or be good enough to sell wrestling moves. He would understand. His body wouldn't react that way.
I like it. Yeah.
Have a like a Mr. T had the boxing match against Roddy Piper. They've had boxing matches that have been fun.
So if you're MJF, how would you describe a Mike Tyson? Like, you know how he was like, never mind. This is dumb. Let's move on.
The baddest man on earth?
Yeah.
He's the baddest man on earth. Like that. I don't even think you need to say much. He's Iron Mike Tyson. That's like, you can even mention Punch Out. I think that'd be great. Fair. Here we go. Boom. So a fourth labor, Jericho versus Shaq slam dunk contest. Get out of here, Roy. Now you're just being silly. Tony, boom. You just got it. I think we got it on Tyson. I think that was the best one, Tony. S. Tyson is Jericho's final labor and takes the finger poke of doom for a swerve. Don't you dare. S. You're going to join Swizz in the doghouse. Mo, cue the music. Bark, 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 bark. Two old men climbing. Wait, what? Thinking of stipulations, I hate Juventud's stipulation. It's first to hit a top rope move.
Is that what it is?
I think that's going to be boring. I missed that.
Yeah, it was a little confusing to me. It sounded like, he mentioned like, no. I don't think that's what it was. We could easily Google it, but I think it was he has to hit a top rope move during the match to succeed. Like, so I think they can do whatever they want, except he's facing the master of the top rope moves or something. I guess, yeah.
Interesting. I don't like it. I don't like that. That seems very
dumb. It's still dumb. I agree with
Smizz,
that. It's still dumb.
I don't like it. So Smizz, you're redeemed with the two old men climbing. Now that makes sense. That we don't want that. Roy says, pretty sure the Stip and Jericho just needs to do a top rope move, but that won't end the match.
Oh, there you go. We could have just kept reading, and Roy would have explained it. Okay.
Oh, that's good. So you just need to do a top rope move, and then the match.
No. I think that it's just Jericho just needs to do a top rope move because he doesn't do those generally. So it's just like an extra thing that you need to do, but you have to face some guy that's like really good at it. That has history.
He's gonna do an elbow drop. And that's what he's gonna do. Maybe a moonsault. That'd be fun.
Oh, he did do a. Sorry. He did do a. Keep reading, Red. Keep reading. Swizz just destroyed what I was saying.
Oh, what? Remember, I called it. Lol, Tyson. Very good points with Tony Swizz, but he hit a top rope Hurricanrana in the Nick Gage match also. So what's the big deal? You're damn right.
Yeah,
you're damn right. That's a good point. He's gonna do a shooting star. Shut up, Roy. Roy says he's gonna do a shooting star press. That we're being silly. Roy, do you want to join Swizz in the doghouse? There's room. Jim Hines Films. He'll do a 5-star frog splash and show you all. I think I could see him doing a 5-star. I think he's got enough, but he can't jump too high. But what? Maybe he will. Jim Hines Films. Follow Jim Hines Films. All the best films come from Jim Hines.
Brett, I have something controversial to say real quick. How do you feel about all the Eddie Guerrero stuff tonight? There was a lot of Eddie Guerrero references.
I don't mind it. I'm fine with it. Does that bother you?
I thought it was a lot. I thought it was. It just felt like I don't know. What?
I think that was a JR falling into one of his Eddie Guerrero holes. He's an old man that gets stuck on reference. Sometimes I notice him saying something early in the night, and then he says it like 4 or 5 times in different matches, and he's hoping for this. He says one funny thing that he thinks is funny, gets laugh from Tony, and then he keeps bringing it back up later because he thinks he'll get the same response. I've noticed a little bit about that about JR. I think he's just in an Eddie Guerrero hole.
Fair.
Maybe just an Eddie Guerrero. Top rope in the Nick Gage match. So what's the big deal? 5-star. I'm serious. I think that the only top rope move can end the match. So we're gonna find out. So maybe the move itself is the end. That's it.
Do you like that?
No, I don't like that. I don't like this at all. Why can't they just have have something on a pole match? That would be funny. because they had to do that all the time in WCW, and that's where they spent their time in WCW. For them to have a pole match, something on a pole, that would have been a really good match.
I'm sure they've done those. Those two have had those matches too, right? I'm sure.
I'm sure they've had. I'm sure they've had. Put a vacation on a pole. First person to get it gets a vacation. And then they send Juventud on the vacation. They kick it to the curb. Excellent job. We have to move on to the next thing. There was an uproar in the internet wrestling community last week about a dude calling Eddie a B+ player. I wonder if that's what inspired it. Good point, Royster. Apparently that happened. And Mick Foley snapped back saying Eddie Guerrero is an A+ wrestler, period. End of story.
Roy, you're a genius. That's why. Okay.
You nailed it, Roy.
Yeah.
And you know what? That was them just kind of being like, remember the great guy. Like, so
I just wasn't thinking.
This.
Yeah, that totally makes sense why multiple wrestlers were doing that tonight. Yeah.
And there's a lot of Guerreros in AEW right now. You got Vicky and Chavo. So I see it. This all makes sense. Very good point, Roy. Very good point. They haven't had a pole match together. Jericho left WCW before it became a pole match land. Oh, interesting. But it still would have been fun. It still would have been fun. And it would have been a callback to WCW. So I stand by what I said.
But fine. I'll let Roy, I guess it doesn't make sense to have Juventud in it at all. It's just a fun callback to like Jericho's past life, his history with pro wrestling, you know? I guess the Nick Gage thing, he's not known for doing deathmatch, so he gets to do something new, and now we're getting back to his history with both MJF and AEW, but his overall history with WCW. So maybe they're going to continue that. Like the Mike Tyson thing. What Tony said earlier makes a ton of sense. It connects his AEW history and WWE history, right? So I wonder if that's where they're going to go from this. I don't know what happens after that, but if it's all about like Jericho,
maybe this is his retirement.
Yeah,
this feels very final. This feels like he's like doing a tour of all the different things he could do with all the different people he's done it with.
Yeah, I heard a rumor that was potentially the whole point of this as well, that MJF might be the one to retire Jericho or make him, part-time at the very least.
Very interesting. Here, honk honk for Roy. Okay, everyone give a honk honk for Roy. That very well said, S. Give a honk honk. He would love that. He was the one to unmask Hoovy, though. Would love for them to tie that in.
I'm almost positive they will.
Maybe they. That's actually a very good point. They want to see if Hoovy still had the juice and give him 15 minutes of fame too. Very good point, Tony. We want to see if he's got that juice. You want to see if Hoovy still got that juice. We're all looking for it. It's clear to see Shawn Michaels' debut. It's clear to see Swiz. Swiz just likes being in the doghouse. Swiz just likes making sassy comments. That's what that is. That's what Swiz is trying to get a rise out of us. He's being very cheeky. Very cheeky. That's what they say in the UK. They're being very cheeky. The program is for sure 100% Jericho controlled. Yes, it is 100%. Totally feels like it's his retirement. Felt like his death match is a bucket list thing.
Yeah,
I think that makes sense.
Because I feel
too.
like
and
I'm not gonna. Yeah, the Matt Cardona thing wasn't like a bucket list thing, but it was something unexpected and surprising. I don't know why the hell I even mentioned that, actually, now that I think about it. But I agree. I think the Jericho thing has to be just like a list of Jericho. The list of Jericho of everything he's coming up with. Yeah,
100%. Oh, that's good too. Another tie-in. We got one here that I really like. If this is his retirement, Lance Storm has to be one of the labors. There's your number 4. There's your number 4.
Brilliant.
Have a submission match with Lance Storm. Have a submission match with Lance Storm as Lance Storm. He'll do it. He'll do a retirement match with Lance Storm. He doesn't really wrestle too often. He does some tag matches, I think, with his students.
Wait, no. Who's the 1004 holds? Who is he again? Was that Dean Malenko? Right,
That's Dean Malenko.
But he must be
Dean
like
Malenko
actually retired, right? Yeah. So he
has
Parkinson's. He just can't do it, because that would be perfect.
That would be dope. Did you know? And I think it was ECW One Night Stand, the first one. Eddie Guerrero was supposed to have a match with Dean Malenko. Dean Malenko was going to come out of retirement, but I think he found out maybe about his Parkinson's then, maybe something like that. I forget, but he had to pull out for some reason. Sound off in the comments if you know what. Roy will know what.
Yeah, I always liked him.
Tony, I think he. Yeah, I loved him too. I really did. I think he comes out in his WCW gimmick next week. I think that's fair. I think he's coming out in the Lion Tamer outfit.
Yeah.
Lionheart.
That's awesome.
That's very good. Excellent. I think we did this one to death. I think we
For
talked
sure.
a lot about this. Let's any other things that stand out in the show for you that were good?
You mean the whole episode? We just talked about Nick Gage versus Jericho.
No, we talked about Hangman. We talked about FTR. We talked about Chicago. We talked about CM Punk. We talked about Gage. We talked about Hoovy.
Oh my god.
We talked about a lot.
All right, hold on. Let me look at my notes. Just give me a second. It just feels like it's for God's sakes, Tanahashi. Tanahashi is on an AEW program in a video promo.
Sure.
Well, I guess that doesn't mean much to you because you don't watch New Japan.
I'm not a big New Japan guy.
I heard that in your very bored sure, but it's a massive deal. It's a massive, crazy thing. Connecting that also to Moxley's promo before. I love how pissed off he is that as soon as he loses the New Japan US title, the Forbidden Door is actually broken through and it's like actually exciting now. Tanahashi is, the easiest way to say it's like Japan's John Cena. It's not like a perfect example, but like it's huge that he would actually come over to America, right?
I'm very excited for this because I like when different people from other promotions who have a big following come over. That's what I was excited. I'm not a Nick Gage guy, but I'm excited for the match because the lore behind him. So I'll probably look up some stuff about Tanahashi and get excited about him before there. When is he? Who's he coming to face? Is he facing?
It's gonna be Lance Archer now. He was just
Lance Archer.
Whoever won the U.S. title match, and it was Lance Archer, and that's awesome. I think that I can't recall if they've had that match before. Even if they have, it's going to be great. I mean, he's aging. He's a bit past his prime, but he's still like he's the ace of New Japan still. So I can't wait. But I also feel like I'm just talking to a wall right now because I know you don't know what I'm talking about.
He's great.
No, he's great. Thank you, Red. Thank you. For God's sakes.
I trust you. And we're doing great. Let's talk about that match then.
Oh wait, no, you're right. Jim Hines Films. I did mess up. He said they said Tanahashi isn't coming to AEW. Archer is going to New Japan Pro Wrestling. I did mess that up. I was just kind of talking too much, too fast. So there was a video. It was a promo for Archer, whoever won the match to go to New Japan. But still, it's crazy that that's even happening. That there's that communication happening.
I'm very excited. I love the interaction. I love the crossover. I'm very excited for it. There was a crossover tonight, and it was Hikuleo.
I want to say, yeah.
Hikuleo. I was pretty good. I got there. Hikuleo versus Lance Archer with King Haku coming to the ring with Hikuleo, which I was pretty excited about. I'm surprised they didn't call him Meng. I didn't know he owned the rights to King Haku. I thought that was a WWE thing. But maybe he got the rights to it. Who knows? But how did you feel about the match?
It was great. Honestly, I don't have a lot to say about it. I mean, it was just a fun spectacle to me. It was just two big dudes just beating the crap out of each other, and it was awesome. I don't remember too many big moments out of it or something. I just had fun watching it. I don't know. Did you have anything?
It just didn't stand out. I think the crowd wasn't into it. Like the crowd was dead for a lot of these matches. Even the FTR, Proud and the Powerful, they were a little out of it then. During this match, they seemed a little out of it, and so I don't think Hikuleo got a fair shake. I also thought he looked a little nervous. He wasn't acting like I think he felt he should have been there. He didn't act like he was. He looked like a kid. He looked like a kid around his dad. Honestly, like his dad was doing the wrestler things, and he was just kind of like, "With my dad, here I am with my dad. Look at him."
It was adorable. The little he was still doing his little kung fu moves and stuff. I thought that was.
It was pretty sweet. It was
pretty adorable.
He would kill us.
You think he would kill us?
He would bite our noses off. Oh, he would murder. Oh, because you want to know what the thing is? We would fight him with the intent to stop him. He would fight us with the intent to kill.
Yeah, no, I would do it as a novelty act of like, this is going to be fun. Look at this guy. I remember when he was scary, and then he's going to rip my head off, yeah.
He'd bite each one of our fingers off and spit them back at us. He would laugh. He'd laugh as do it while he does it. Let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, King Haku. We got Shame on Archer and Tanahashi match isn't on AEW TV. Very good swizz. He had a banger match and main event with Shingo. I don't know who that is, great. Tony. King Haku's son.
Yeah.
Was it good?
Well, I didn't see the match, but he's great. Yeah.
And he's real green. I know that Hikuleo feels a little green. That's to me. But Roy brought something up before. Miro had another great promo tonight. Did you see the Miro promo?
Yeah, dude. Oh my God.
love
Another amazing
Redeemer.
line by him. I wrote it down. Where the heck is it? Oh, that there's two things that he's proud of or something, or that inspires him or something. A vengeful god and a double jointed wife. It was really the double jointed wife line. It's so funny. Good. It's like it's still a little classy but very vulgar. And, no one's.
It honestly reminded me of old wrestler promos where they had the rhymes to them. Like the Tower of Power, too sweet to be sour. Like he just had it felt like a rap that old wrestlers did, and I just really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really fun time.
Super good. Yeah, I love this new vengeful god thing that he's doing as his gimmick. It's brilliant. Yeah,
it really is. Actually, Vengeful God, I didn't even think of that. That makes sense. Smith says, I love the new TNT title belt, too. Very delicious. But Lee Johnson is his next match. Couldn't they find anyone better?
Yeah, that's interesting. Did you see Dark when he Lee Johnson's last match, Ramiro actually came out and kind of challenged him? There's a
no, I did not.
nasty bump by Lee Johnson. He did, I think it's called the Spiral Tap, I want to say. This really weird, crazy top rope move that a few wrestlers did, including AJ Styles, where he does. It's like a front flip with a 360 or something ridiculous. But he almost landed on his head essentially, and it was even sadder because you could tell the storylines. Miro had to go out to challenge him for this AEW thing, so he almost broke his neck, but got the pin, and then Dustin Rhodes came out to check on him immediately as soon as the match was over. And then Miro had to go out and, still be like, you tough guy, you won this match. We're going to face each other. And it was just it just felt very awkward. And thankfully he's okay. It seems like if they're going through with the match. Yeah.
And I don't know. And I didn't know about that, but that adds just a little bit more context when Lee Johnson hasn't really done anything yet. And maybe this is fine because I'm excited about it. Not every Miro match has to be with a big name. And one with the TNT title is just something that's defended every week. I like, or maybe not every week, but it should be defended almost every week. I almost think it should be, right? That's part of the title.
TV title, yeah.
It's a TV title. So I don't think it has to be a big name each time. I think it should be a vehicle for others to jump up. But I just wish it wasn't. I honestly think this should go to Griff Garrison. I think Griff Garrison versus Rusev would be a good match. I think even Brian Pillman Jr. would be a good match, or someone of that ilk, someone that's already on the up and up, but not there yet, to give them that push. I think Lee Johnson's got a way to go, and I feel like it should be a squash. It should be a squash if it's going to be a match.
I don't know. I mean, I agree with you. I agree with Smoiz saying that maybe they could have found someone better, but I also like the idea of the the TNT title being a way to elevate performers, where Miro is the god of this mid-card division right now, and what Cody was doing in a different way. I think they could bring in new performers that are maybe they just don't know where they're going, storyline wise, and elevating them. This is potentially a big moment for Lee Johnson to show himself and what he's capable of to a live audience, to Dynamite. Or it could just be a squash and it's all useless. So it could go either way, but I think there's a lot of potential in this.
Would it be cool if this goes on for a little bit and a few weeks from now he's challenging someone, says, anyone come out to the ring, anyone come and take this title, and it's Daniel Bryan, and Daniel Bryan comes out, takes the title, and then CM Punk comes out, and then they have a fight
any moment title. You got, you just want these two to to make it happen. They're going to do that for the TNT title. Really, they're going to do that.
Imagine what that would do for it.
Yeah, no, I mean, it would be big. It would make it the most important belt in AEW. It's a big deal. No, I'm serious. No, that would. But you're being silly. You're in the doghouse. Get yourself in the. What are you doing?
Oh, why not?
Join Swiz.
Where was that? Well, excellent job, everyone. Excellent job. Any other? There was one last thing I want to talk to you about my woos. In all honesty, I don't have too many whats from this night. I did want to talk about real quick the FTW promo, the Ricky Starks promo. How'd you feel about that? Or did you register it?
Oh, the Ricky Starks promo. It was awkward, but I don't think it's anyone's fault. I think it was. It seemed like the mic wasn't working or something, because he mentioned it really quickly of how like I don't like the audience. I think were like chanting that they can't hear him, and he's like, I don't give a damn if you can't hear me. He called them inbred hillbillies or something. I forgot how he insulted him. So like, Starks was doing a great job, super passionate, but it just felt off because the audience wasn't able to react properly. So like, yeah, everything just felt awkward. I loved Brian Cage coming out. I loved the like smashing the drum kit over the guy's head. I think that's very cartoony, and that's very silly and funny. He breaks the what the hell was it? A trombone or something? Yeah, in half. That's very like Popeye. It's very silly. You know, it's very fun. Yeah, that's how I felt about it. I think it was just unfortunate, really.
Roy brings out a good point. Ricky was also hurt by coming out right after the Hangman loss.
Yeah, they definitely needed
so
some
that
space
probably killed the crowd real good. There's Britt, but also Smooth loved Taz laughing in the background, which I did too. I like that too. But S brought up a point, and also Roy brought it up. Britt Baker's bodyguard. Did you catch that? I missed that. Britt Baker might have a new bodyguard.
Yeah, she like. It was foreshadowing. She mentioned someone. Oh God, what was it? Help us out, everybody! Help me out! But it was something about like someone that could choke someone out or something. She was alluding to someone like with.
Who do we know that chokes? What women's wrestler do we know that has a submission where they choke someone out? That's interesting.
Who's not out there, right?
Oh, that seems like something that Awesome Kong would do.
That's all I can think about. Awesome Kong.
Awesome Kong. But let's actually talk about some what's here, because this is a part of my what's here, Moet. The women's division, the representation on the women's division tonight, it was pretty poor. And I feel like it's always pretty poor. There's a women's match and then a Britt Baker segment. If there's a Britt Baker match, that's the only segment on the show. I just feel it's kind of like the FTR thing, the FTW celebration did not need to happen. The FTW celebration with Ricky Starks did not need to, like, they could have had a cool match in there in its place. The FTR Proud and Powerful match should have been on a different show. It should have had a longer build. I feel like that's something that would have been cool maybe down the line. I just feel like there's just poor representation. What do y'all think?
Hold on. The chat's figuring this out, who Britt Baker's bodyguard could be. Okay. Oh, my God. Yeah, it's the two of the four horse women, the MMA. No, I know their names. But would it really be them?
What if it's Ronda?
No.
What if it's Ronda Rousey?
It could.
What if it's Ronda Rousey to be? No, that'd be a cool pairing.
I don't know if it'd be. Well, Ronda's like, she's got a kid. I don't know if she'd be. She seems like stuck with WWE.
It's a light schedule.
I don't know.
It's a light schedule. It's a lighter schedule than what WWE would.
S with the save. Jessamyn Duke.
Jessamyn Duke. Oh, Jessamyn Duke. Isn't she in Impact?
No. She just got released by WWE NXT.
Oh, yeah, interesting. Jessamyn Duke. She'd be cool. She looks good. She's like a big, powerful person.
From what I keep hearing, the women's division's worst enemy is TNT. Oh, interesting.
You think TNT is doing it?
I don't know.
Hey, explain more of this to us, Jim Hines. If you have some insider information, I want to know, is TNT holding back the women's belt? Or are you saying the TNT title? That doesn't make any sense.
No, it'd be the TNT.
You're trying to say that. Yeah, that wouldn't make any sense. Why is Miro doing that? Marina Sheffer, not sure how to spell that.
I'm not very excited.
Maria Shriver, Arnold's divorced wife, Arnold Schwarzenegger's ex-wife.
It's the Maria people Shriver? That Shayna Baszler was connected with, the four horsewomen of the MMA or whatever the hell their titles were. Because the four horsewomen were the Becky and the other. Anyways, but I don't know. I'm not very excited about that because they weren't like. They were still also like super green in NXT. Like I think they had a lot of potential. Like I really loved seeing that group when they were a thing in NXT. But yeah, I'm not super excited to see them in AEW yet, unless they got better. Do you remember them? Do you have thoughts?
No, I don't remember them. One thing that's coming up here, Jim Hines has an answer for the women's division TNT question. I only know what Kenny Omega has suggested in interviews, that TNT does not believe in the women's division to draw ratings.
That's bullshit.
And one what that says to me, if Kenny Omega is saying this in interviews, he's passing the fucking buck. I'm sorry. The thing is, if you push for things and if you really want things to happen, you can make them happen. And the way to make that happen is to make your women stars. If they don't have TV time, they don't become stars. They don't become anything. Right now, you have one woman star. One star that could bring, and that's a shame because that's your fault, AEW. That's your fault, Kenny Omega.
Yeah, the only
TK, you listen.
The only quote I did see from Omega was that he's excited to have more of a women's division presence in Rampage when they start that, which I absolutely hate. I think that just pushes them further into a different spot when they should just be like an equal thing in Dynamite, Rampage, all the shows, Elevation, Dark, whatever.
We would just care more if you just showed them more. That's the thing. Like, you're like, oh, they don't bring in ratings because they're never on TV. You've never allowed them on TV long enough to get ratings. You have to start nurturing them. You have to start gardening the goddamn
It's absolutely
field.
insane that that's still an issue at this point with all, fans have talked about it, not just us, obviously, but like it's been a thing, right? And it just really bothers me, but whatever.
But Roy thinks it's Ruby Soho. He'd later corrected to Ruby Riot, but I think Soho is pretty funny. Maybe Riot. Thunder Rosa is pretty close to a star, Roy says. I think she's close to being a star, but I still don't think the majority of the crowd or the TV audience really knows who she is because she's maybe on TV once or twice a month, something like that. They need to feature Ty Conte and a Jay Moore. Show them hot women more. Well, I appreciate the first part of what you said, Tony. Thank you so much. Because we do like Anna Jay and we do like Ty Conte. Anna Jay's still injured, though. That's interesting, Schmiz. We have to find out. Roy says Chris Stat could be big, but does need more time. She definitely needs more time. And Soho should be Ruby's new name.
No,
Ruby
all
Soho.
of them,
that's actually a
all
pretty
of them
good
big names. I was going to say that, too. Thunder Rosa, Chris Statlander, Anna Jay, and Tay Conti all could be big names, but they're still just wrestling on Dark. For the most part, and that's fine. But like when Dynamite started, when AEW started, they're saying you could just watch Dynamite and get the whole concept of AEW. So you're still like doing a disservice.
That's a good point. That's a big point. That's a really good point. And there's a lot of women's fans. There's a lot of fans of AEW that are women, and I feel like that's not fair to them. It's not fair to them. So it was a good name. Excellent. Let's talk about some of what's. Do you have any what's tonight? I have my biggest what is Nick Gage.
Fair.
Honestly, that was my biggest what.
Do you want to keep talking about it? That was a joke.
No, I think we
talked about it for like an hour. But no, the one thing I'm not that we haven't talked about is Malachi Black versus Cody Rhodes. I wasn't super excited about. I think it was fun. I think. Okay, what I wrote was, all that happened was they just beat each other up again for the second or maybe third week in a row.
Third week?
Yeah.
I think it's third or
probably
fourth
more.
week,
Yeah.
honestly.
I was being conservative. But so it's like, it's cool on a surface level, and that's fine. It's fine on a surface level, but I just want more. I just want to know more about Malachi Black's history and everything, and I just feel like they'll get to it, I'm sure, but I just wish there was more. There's nothing else to it, really. It was fine. More, yeah. The one thing I did love, the Tony Khan cameo. I'm sad.
He had a cameo? Oh, I missed
it. Very, very quick, because it was Cody. They're in the back with their cans, the industry folks call, and all that stuff. And then Malachi Black starts hitting him, and then Tony Khan gets up and he's like, "What are you doing? What's going on?" Wow! And then the camera pans away quickly to follow the action. But man, that's one of my favorite parts of AEW. Whenever that happens, just those quick moments backstage where Tony's like, "This is out of control. This is crazy." And I just I bet he's having the time of his life, acting his ass off, going nuts, and he's probably thinking all day of I gotta nail this role. I'm the boss of the company. They see me as this way. It's so fun.
Roy, sometime down the line, they're going to hire the LLW crew to run a promotion. We're going to book the territory, and we're going to put that part in there once every other episode for you. You're going to be the guy freaking out in the back, and you're going to be reacting to the action. You're going to be like, oh my God, it's right there in front of us. It's on the table.
I see myself in Tony Khan. Like, not the, son of a billionaire, not the success story, none of that. I see myself in the anxiety of wanting to nail an acting role so bad because it's your childhood dream to act next to the son of Dusty Rhodes, and I could do that. So yeah, it was great.
We want that for Mode. Give the honk in the chat for Mode streams. We're gonna make it happen. If TK, we know you're listening to the podcast. The podcast you could find at Loser Leaves Wrestling, all on your podcast platforms. It's available everywhere. I don't know why you're not. You should check it out and give us a review. But TK, check that out. We got some more comments here. He killed Fuego de Sol. Who? The Andrade promo against Pac as well. Seemed like Andrade with a little WB dig in there. Tony says that just helped Fuego get more over more. Wait, what does that mean? What happened with Andrade and what happened to Fuego? Do you know what happened with Fuego?
Idea.
This is all very confusing to me. Really excited for the matches with Andrade and Death Triangle. I am too, but I just really felt nothing about that little. They had some sort of segment. I think I missed that segment. Andrade had a moment with Pac, and I really missed it. Did you notice anything?
I remember the WWE dig. I'd like to. Swizz, help me out.
Fuego got laid out by Black. Oh, so apparently, I guess when in the back when Tony. He laid out.
Oh,
Fuego.
in the back, in tonight's episode.
There.
Oh man, I was just staring at Tony Khan.
I guess so.
I was just so excited.
Yeah. And no offense to Fuego, but he's like maybe 2 rungs higher than Marcos.
No, you're wrong. You're absolutely wrong.
On the totem pole. On the
AEW I think you're. Pole? Well, fuck. All right, if you're saying that.
You think he's on Dark Elevation?
God. Okay, if it's a literal, if it's from. Whatever, Jericho at the top or whatever. Yeah, I guess he's just 2 rungs up. But he's a big, he's become a big deal. He's become a big deal.
I'm happy for, but I'm just saying, like, that's where he is in the totem pole. Yeah, he's going to get kicked in the face by Aleister Black, or whatever his name is, Malachi Black. Really excited for the matches. Andrade said if Pac doesn't treat his staff better, they will leave to somewhere who does. I don't get that. Could be a WWE dig or not, just stirring the pot. Or Triple A jab.
Okay. Yeah, they. From what I remember, it wasn't much of a moment. Pac did a solo promo where he mentioned that someone canceled fucking Death Triangle's cab or something stupid. It was like, I was supposed to have my buddies with me, but their cars are gone. They were supposed to. They're stranded at the airport or something stupid. And then Andrade came out with Chavo and yelled at him. Is my synopsis.
Chavo needs to get out of here.
I'm
going to put another what down for Chavo.
It was fine.
I think we've.
Yeah. But the Triple A jab is very interesting though. I definitely just kind of tuned out of it because I thought it was just a kind of generic thing.
Yeah, then we got Roy explains a little bit more. The storyline is that they want to work for him, and Andrade was saying last week, "Oh, you work for Pac." You should be working for me. So there's probably
admittedly, I gotta say to everybody, admittedly, I'm not really excited about this because I'm a fan of Death Triangle as a thing, and I kind of see the writing on the wall that they're gonna probably join Andrade, which could be cool to see Pac on his own. But I just like that trio. I think it was super fun while it's lasted.
Honestly, I've always liked Pac on his own. I think Pac the Bastard Pac should be a loner and should always be a loner. And I like them together because they seem to be comfortable with each other. And then Andrade, I really like what Andrade's doing until Chavo Guerrero showed up. Chavo Guerrero is really killing Andrade for me. But I think we should. Do you have any other what's that you have on your plate?
That's it. Yeah, it was a great episode for me overall.
I think we did a really good job. This was Fight for the Fallen. This is the whoos and whats of AEW Dynamite. Where this Loser Leaves Wrestling, by the way. You can find us on all the podcast platforms. We've had a lot of fun tonight. Next week, there's some fun stuff. It's going to be a bunch of stuff. Right? There's other stuff. There's a lot of stuff next week.
What do we got, Red? What do we got? What do we got?
Oh, too much to count. I can even imagine there's going to be a Sting appearance.
Sting appearance. For sure it's going to happen. What else we got? What else we got? Next week.
We got
they advertised it.
They advertised
it. Jim Ross next week for sure.
Jim Ross is going to be
They advertised it for weeks.
Yeah, TK in the back.
They talked about the whole episode. What else?
I
Okay,
can't
okay,
wait.
okay.
I can't wait. We're going to be there with you. It's going to be our biggest woos and what's ever. Check us out next week. Thank you all so much for stopping by. My name is Red Jefferson, and I'm here with
Moet Jazzwall.
Moet Jazzwall. If you were a textile, what textile would you be? Like fabric. What kind of fabric would you be?
Like what kind? You mean put on the ground, like a carpeting, or
Whatever you want. You talk about carpet. You want to talk? You wear it. You have to answer
like,
quick. You're gonna be
like a shiny scarf, like a shiny. No, that doesn't make sense. Like a silk. Let's say silk.
Like a silk.
Oh
Hey, we're still bye everyone. Have a great one. This was actually really good.
Okay.
I think we really had a good one there. Let's we're still rolling for another 30 seconds.
Yeah,
right?
for now. Yeah.
I guess we'll just keep talking about the show. Well, let's read the comments, as they say. Great pod tonight, boys. Thank you, S. Great job, guys. Swiz, bless you. Great time. Thank you, Roy. And we love you all. Thank you all so much for watching. Follow us on the Instagram. Follow us on the red_Jefferson. We got Moet Jazzwall, #1 on Instagram. LLW. Check us out. We're gonna have the news you can't lose. Check out the news you can't lose. We have it every Saturday. Every Saturday afternoon, we get the news you can't lose. All the news of the week.
I'm gonna hit the button. Well, you were on a roll, but I'm gonna hit the button now. Are you ready?